What if the biggest enemy in your life isn't the world, but your own mind? What if the chaos around you is just a reflection of the noise within you? And what if, in just 7 days, you could begin to take it all back, your time, your clarity, your strength? There are pivotal moments in life when you realize the true battle isn't out there in the world. It's within you. It's not your job, not the people around you, not even your circumstances. It's your undisciplined mind. I found myself in that moment not long ago, drenched in anxiety, pulled in a dozen directions, overwhelmed by noise and obligation. So I made a decision. I paused everything. I gave myself 7 days, 1 week to reset, and I turned to the one philosophy I knew could ground me in reality: Stoicism. I embraced 6 ancient habits. Simple, clear, uncompromising, and in just 7 days, they didn't just improve my life, they redefined it. This isn't a feel-good motivational talk. It's a framework, a blueprint for reclaiming your time, your energy, your focus, and ultimately, yourself. Let me walk you through the habits that changed everything. Number 1. The first victory, dominating the morning. The transformation began before the sun even touched the sky. Not with caffeine, not with scrolling, with command. Each morning, I rose before the world could reach me. No notifications, no digital distractions, no stimulation, just presence. The first 10 minutes were spent in silence, centered around one powerful question from Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That single question reframed my day. It set the tone. Before the world intruded, I had already won. While most people were still reacting, still waking up mentally, I had already chosen clarity, discipline, direction. Because waking up isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's spiritual. That's the real alarm clock. Number 2. Replacing noise with order. Noise isn't just the background hum of the world. It lives inside of us too. So the second habit was radical mental hygiene. I removed the clutter. No more obsessive checking of emails. No more endless notifications, opinions, news feeds. In its place, one page from Meditations. One principle. That's it. I didn't read to feel smart. I read to recalibrate, to return my focus to what mattered: reason, courage, temperance, justice. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." And that's exactly what modern life feeds on: imagined suffering dressed up as information. By the end of that week, the fog began to lift. I wasn't lost in the noise. I was still. I was focused. Number 3. Physical discipline without excuse. The mind commands, but the body must obey, or it will rebel. And so, I chose daily physical challenge. Cold water, fasting, tired limbs, not for show, but to reclaim control from comfort. The Stoics weren't soft. They didn't chase luxury. They tested themselves, constantly. Because how can you endure life's storms if you can't endure even mild? Chosen discomfort? That week, resistance came, but I didn't back down. I pushed through. Not with motivation, but with ritual. With will. With discipline repeated until it became natural. And that was just the beginning. Because what came next challenged me even deeper, from how I spoke, to how I connected, to how I faced fear. Number 4. The time accountability practice. Every morning, I began with one stark reminder. Time is not promised, it is loaned. We move through life as if we're guaranteed an endless supply of tomorrows. But each day is a silent withdrawal from the finite account of our existence. So I shifted my mindset. I began treating time as sacred currency. Gone were the vague intentions and empty waiting. Each morning I asked myself, what am I doing with the time I've been given today? Is this day worthy of the person I claim I want to become? This wasn't about checking off tasks or maximizing productivity. It was about alignment, making sure that what I did matched what I believed. As Seneca warned, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. In just 1 week, this principle sharpened my clarity and cleaned my focus. I stopped trying to fill time and started honoring it. And in that shift, I started honoring myself, too. Number 5. The evening audit. At the end of each day, I held court with myself. No noise, no distractions, just a quiet review. What did I do today that was worthy of respect? What requires correction? This wasn't about guilt or shame. It was structure. The Stoics examined themselves the way soldiers review a battlefield, clear-eyed, deliberate, without emotion clouding their view. Within days, this practice peeled back illusions. I saw the lies I told myself, the corners I cut, the silent trade-offs between who I was and who I wanted to be. It became obvious where my values had been compromised, where I scrolled when I should have focused, where I reacted when I should have reflected. But most of all, it realigned me. I was no longer drifting. I was tracking. Each night replaced fantasy with fact, illusion with insight. This one habit didn't just improve my week. It recalibrated the direction of my life. Number 6. Speaking less. Acting more. Finally, I embraced silence, not as withdrawal, but as strength. In every conversation, I asked myself, does this need to be said? Does it need to be said now? Does it need to be said by me? Most of the time, the answer was no, and so I chose to speak less and listen more. I stopped broadcasting and started observing. Because restraint isn't weakness, it's the highest form of discipline. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." By the end of the week, I didn't just feel more mindful. I was more respected. Stillness had become my signal, and it was louder than any noise I had ever made. Final thoughts and call to action. 6 habits, 7 days, a permanent shift. Not because the world changed, but because I changed how I moved through it. I rebuilt the relationship I had with my mind, my body, my time, and my mortality. Because the truth is, the world will always be chaotic. You can't control that, but you can control your preparation. And that's what Stoicism offers, a framework, a daily architecture for inner strength in an unstable world. These habits aren't for the faint-hearted. They're for the one who's done pretending, done performing, done drifting. They're for the one who's finally ready to come home to themselves. So if you try nothing else this year, try this. 1 week, 6 habits, 0 compromise. Let the world stay noisy. You'll be unshakable. Right finger if this message moved you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stoicism in Daily Life 68. And maybe, just maybe, give yourself that 1 week. You'll never see time, or yourself, the same again.